So Copper Kettle started with my wife and I brewing in our garage at home. So we were doing 5-gallon batches of beer. We were brewing 2 or 3 times a month. So we were making quite a good variety of beers, and it became very popular in our neighborhood because we'd give a lot of it away to our friends and neighbors. So we'd have parties at our house and invite everybody over to try the beers we had made that month. And we got good enough that we thought we could start investigating it as a commercial business model. So we investigated what it would take to get a facility like this started, if it was something that was approachable, being in our 20s, young people without a lot of assets to draw from. We weren't 50 years old with a big investment portfolio to draw from. So we couldn't start very, very large. We had to start small, start extremely hyper-local, and focus on developing a local market. We couldn't just jump in, big production, bottling, distribution. That wasn't going to work. So we started Copper Kettle Brewing Company really just to focus on our own bar, and it's grown from that. And as far as the future for us, I see us moving into our own facility. We'd like to add food service. We'd like to add a kitchen, be able to do food and beer, more like a restaurant with a brewery, and then continue to grow our wholesale market, so doing bottles, cans, kegs to bars, restaurants, liquor stores. But that's significantly down the road. We'd need to improve our facility much more to have the capacity to make that much beer. And as far as the beer scene in general, what we're doing here is the new craft beer scene. There's going to be a saturation point for liquor stores and grocery stores carrying bottles and cans of so many products. Just the number of selections that are available on the market just reaches a saturation. But you can say, how many bars can we have in a city? A city of 3-4 million people like Denver. You can have a lot of craft beer bars that make their own beer, which is really what ultra small microbreweries are. Right now there's probably 10 to 12 breweries in Denver. I could see that 5 years from now being more like 30, 40, 50 breweries, just in the city limits of Denver alone. And bigger cities in other states, if they start to adopt that hyper-local market instead of regional distribution, you could see lots of breweries all over the country doing just what we're doing. And I think that is the future of the microbrewery.
Awesome. Just what comes to mind, like as far as inspiration or any gems you see around Denver that you see might be competing with you, or do you find yourself using as like a model?
No, we talk to the other brewers, and we're very collaborative. We see what they're doing that's successful. They see what we're doing that's successful. Innovation it's not we don't trademark our ideas. If other breweries see what we're doing and they want to take that and try it themselves, we encourage that. We don't see the other breweries as much as competitors as friends. We're very close to the other brewers in town. We share ideas and even ingredients. If they're short of something and it's a weekend and they need it to get that beer done that day, they come over here without even calling. They just walk in the door, I'll give them whatever they need. So it's a very collaborative, very open society as far as brewers are concerned.
Awesome. A buddy of mine just mentioned, I don't live here in Denver, but a buddy of mine mentioned that I guess, is Denver short of yeast, or is there a scarce for it? Is that false? Is that true or false?
Yeast isn't really a limited product.
Yeah.
It grows very rapidly.
Yeah.
You can take yeast from just a few cells to enough to do 1,000 gallons of beer in less than a week of working with it. And there's microbiology labs that do that. They specialize in that. So I wouldn't say that there's a shortage of yeast. Yeast are almost an infinite product. We throw away yeast. We throw away a lot of yeast. Every time we make beer, the yeast you get out of the end is 4 to 5 times what you started with. So your yeast cells multiply 4 or 5 times every time you make beer. So you're always producing much more yeast than you need to continue making more.